Hello, welcome back to the Escape Pod. Thank you for escaping with us. That's Alex. I'm Andrew.
And as always, with great power comes great LAFD ability. In a podcast episode could not be more dedicated today to the Los Angeles Fire Department, who is out here just absolutely just saving lives and properties and homes and everything. For anybody that may be watching this that has been affected by the horrible fires in Los Angeles. We are praying for you. We are here for you. And for those of you that have been reaching out to us, making sure that we are okay, we can't thank you enough for that. We cannot thank you enough for your prayers and your support. We have been able to stay relatively unscathed, but we are surrounded by fire.
Yeah.
So at any moment, we may have to evacuate. We actually got an evacuation Amber Alert, literally walking a guest out of the house.
Yes, we finished the podcast and we were walking out of the house and it was like, meh.
Yeah, it was like, get out of here right
my
now.
Mama Fellow was not having it.
My mom as well. And Rachel's parents are furious. They want her to just move back to Florida. So thank you so much for your prayers. And if anybody watching here is a firefighter of any kind, we cannot thank you enough. And you are not thanked enough for your service.
Yeah, so I mentioned, maybe this was last episode, I can't remember, that one of my things that I might want to do in January was a charity stream.
Yes.
We have one on the schedule now. When this comes out, it will be in 2 days. So this comes out on Monday, and then it'll be on Wednesday. We're probably going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to do it on the Wafello channel and the Escape Pod channel, either or. I was going to do it for suicide prevention, but at this point, I feel like we should just do it for...
I couldn't agree more.
So we'll also do another one in the future for suicide prevention, but we're going to do a charity stream. If y'all want to come and donate to that, I'll be matching up to a certain point, and we'll be playing Super Smash Brothers. Me, you, Angel, Zach, Rachel, Dylan, hopefully, and we're just going to play all day and get donos and send that to wherever it needs to go for the fires. So, crazy times. I just drove to Thousand Oaks today, and it was like 3 separate billows of smoke that you could just see, and you just couldn't see into the distance. It's crazy.
Zach works at Topanga Mall, and Topanga is where a lot of this, Topanga Canyon is where a lot of this fire is going on. And he said driving to work yesterday was like driving into Armageddon.
Yeah, it's crazy. Woodland Hills had an evacuation order, which is where that is, for like a minute, and then they rescinded it or something. So
our prayers are out to you, anybody that has been affected. Thank you so much for the support. But this is an escape, so let's fucking escape.
Let's escape.
What are we doing today?
We're gonna do a few things.
Yeah.
We're going to start with a hot seat. We haven't done a hot seat, just the two of us. Let's get personal. Let's get crazy. Let's get nerdy.
It's been a while. First of the year.
Yeah, we're going to do that. We also have an agree or disagree segment, and it's entirely suggested by the Deborah tier of the patrons. Yes. They are our $20 tier. We really appreciate them. They get a movie night every month with us, but we felt like they deserved a little bit more, so they suggested all the prompts for that.
Cool.
And then we're going to review a couple things. Creature Commandos just ended. We're going to review that, and then another thing. You want to tell them?
I've seen Dune.
Wow, crazy.
So I'll be reviewing Dune today.
Great. Let's start with hot seat.
Shall we? I could start. You could start. Who do you want to start?
You, Rachel. Who starts asking? Who asks first? Alex asks me.
All right.
Alex asks me. You got it?
Yes, I do.
All right.
3, 2, 1. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of the set remodeling?
Yeah, I'd give it like an 8.
What would you say the set was before the remodel?
7.
So you think it's an improvement?
I mean, it's a little simpler, and obviously having these here is good.
Yes.
And I mean, it's the first draft. I really like these things. We've got a couple more that I need to hot glue, and I want to put them on the set where they can be seen.
Yeah.
I need a little bit more on your side, but it's
a work in progress.
It's good. Yeah, it's
you
good.
let us know at home what you think, because obviously this is for you guys.
Yeah.
How is your year going so far?
I haven't been able to dig in and settle down because I was home for 3 days, and then I went to, where the frick did I go?
Houston. Texas?
Yeah, I went to Texas, and now I'm back, and then I'm gone again next weekend and all that stuff. So I'm still kind of gathering my...
Where are you going next week?
I'm going to a friend's wedding.
Fun.
Yeah, Logan.
Fun.
Yeah, so it's going well. I've got a lot that I want to work on and everything. I just feel like I need a little bit more time here to clean all this out and kind of get my resolutions and goals down and start working on some stuff.
So the Supreme Court TikTok thing happened today. Have you heard anything about it?
Most people who listened to the oral arguments, most of like the citizens and like TikTokers and people listened to it and felt like the justices listened to it and heard it and the arguments were good, but then every single news outlet is reporting
the opposite. That we're screwed.
Which makes sense because they need clicks and it's a lot easier to say it's probably going to go through than it's not. It seems like it is going to go through, and we're posting this on Monday, and that's when the decision is supposed to be like announced.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're supposed to know on Monday. So they are watching this knowing whether TikTok is going to be banned or not. So we'll see.
How are you feeling about that? Because the last time we talked about the TikTok ban, I feel like you were a little bit like tongue-in-cheek and everything like that. Genuinely, I want full existentialism. How are you feeling about it if it does get banned?
Yeah, it sucks. I always figured it wouldn't. But I knew that even if it did, I think we would be fine. I think there are a lot of creators who will not. I don't think we are one of them. I think we will take a hit, but I think we'll be fine because of things like the Deborah tier patrons and the YouTube. And we have Spotify and things like that. We have a community outside of TikTok. And TikTok is some of our revenue and how we get our most views. And I've always said that social media, I've done it for 10 years, is constantly growing and evolving. Something will fill the spot, whether TikTok comes up with something else or whether Snapchat is completely revamping their app on like February 1st, and half of their app is going to be like basically TikTok, and they're upping their monetization and stuff like that. So I feel like we will just find whatever is filling the gap, and we will double down on that.
All right. Well, we decided on 3 minutes.
Oh, I was going to do 5.
Let's do 5. Perfect. Because I've got a bunch more questions for you.
Okay, because you love me?
I do. Okay. So, what is your biggest goal for 2025?
I was going to make your mom joke, but
nice.
It's a little too old.
Been there, done that, right?
Multiple times.
Nice.
One of them, like I said, I haven't gotten into specifics. I've kind of been thinking about content and stuff like that. I want to figure out some things personally and keep just getting after it with some friends and mentally and stuff like that I'm excited for. Another thing is like I just really want to do stuff on Wafello again. Like I want to double down on shorts. I want my shorts and trivia to expand and do what it used to do and what it can do. I want to host something, whether that's my trivia game show or something else. I want to do more conventions. I just want to experiment and try things with Wafello again. Which I started to do a little bit at the tail end of last year, but I want to do it. I want to do it even more. Specific goals, I got nothing. I know you mentioned a goal for the podcast being like we don't have to do as much. We show up and really focus on the creative stuff where we show up and we talk and we make that really, really good, and we don't have to worry about the dumping of the footage and the editing and the posting as much. So getting that, I feel like we could do that in the next year.
I think so too.
Except unless TikTok gets banned, then we're screwed.
Maybe. I want you to be honest about this. Okay?
Of course.
We've just hit
Have I ever lied to you?
Yeah. Okay. We've just hit 1,000 patrons.
Yes.
Very exciting. We cannot thank you
I
enough.
want to kill myself.
We are going to be boxing.
Yes.
It will be broadcast on the Patreon. I assume highly edited. That's going to be a hell of a production.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Do you really, honestly, do you think you have a chance against me?
Yes.
Why?
So the patrons were talking about this morning. I don't know if you're in there, but they did a poll and people were talking, and there were a lot on your side because of obviously the height and the reach. That's the main argument.
Main argument.
And I think you had like 60% of the vote and I had 40. So there are a solid amount of people who still think I have it. I think I'm slightly quicker and more athletic than you. That's it.
Yeah.
But I've never been in a fight.
You've never been in a fight in your life.
Yeah, but if I get angry, if I just picture you as like a laptop, I'm killing you. You know what I mean? So it just depends.
You know what I will absolutely give you that I feel like it's something that not enough people are talking about for this fight? I think you have a significantly higher tolerance for pain.
I have been through the ringer on pain.
I am concerned. And you're just like competitiveness.
Yeah.
Like you will. It just has to. There's a good chance that we go into this fight and you quit after round like 3 or something because you're just like, I'm done. We did it. We've done enough.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Mm-hmm. But if for whatever reason I hit you a little too hard or something and it like sets you off,
yeah,
you're gonna kill me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a concern.
I've thought about it because we need to think about the rules. How many rounds we're doing? How long are they?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then I was always thinking like we would talk beforehand and be like, how hard are you going to hit?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to hit as hard as you hit. And if you don't hit hard, I won't hit hard.
Of course.
But then there's going to be one thrown that's
like
too hard.
Crosses the line.
And then
somebody's going to lose it.
I'm going to lose it. Yeah. It's going to be really interesting. Piety wanted us to draw blood. I don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't know if that's not going to happen.
You think that's going to happen?
I think blood is likely.
Are we going to wear one of those helmet things?
I don't think so. But we are doing gloves.
Yeah. I think we could wear one of those sparring, not like a helmet, but one of those sparring things.
Okay, this is the most important, and we'll end off with this question, okay? This is the most important question I have to ask you for this hot seat. For our fight that we're doing for 1,000 patrons, have you started thinking about your wardrobe for your walkout?
Oh, no, I haven't.
You got to think about shorts.
Wardrobe.
You got to think of a robe.
What am I
playing? You got to think of gloves.
Soundtrack.
What music is. Yeah. Who's walking out. You got to start thinking about your walkout. It's the most important thing about that.
Oh, I know who's walking out with me. Yeah, I got to start working on this. Because we hit 1,000 patrons. Was it this morning?
Yes.
And we're filming it. We're trying to get on the schedule in like 2 weeks.
Yep. It's coming.
The boxing place. Are we going to do like a training thing beforehand? I'd like to spend like an hour like training separately for the vlog.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And we get like 1 hour of training and then we go for it.
I like that.
Yeah. But I don't want to hit you terribly hard.
If we're deciding to do it amicably, I will accept to do it amicably. I just have a feeling that they would be offended.
I mean, I'd say we go for it. And look, they're getting a boxing match and us kissing.
And us kissing. Which, by the way,
twofer.
We do have to figure out the details of us kissing.
Yeah, because
it's going to be a passionate kiss. It won't be tongue.
Correct.
But it cannot be a peck.
It can't be a peck.
It will.
But I'm not doing it for a long time.
It'll be an embrace.
It'll be an embrace.
We're not shelling. Like, you guys aren't getting screwed here. We're making sure you get a nice kiss
I think all of it. Like, we could have made just 1,000 just boxing or just the kiss.
Yeah, no, they're getting a lot.
Yeah, so
What are we doing for 1,100?
Nothing involving my lips and your lips. I'm telling you that.
That's fair. I'll give you that. We'll make out tongue at 2K?
Never.
2,000?
Never. Literally never. Never. Give me a dollar amount. Say a dollar amount. Give me a dollar amount.
You would say no to making out with me for $1 million?
Say $1 million.
$1 million.
Absolutely freaking
That's
not.
crazy, dude.
No way.
That's homophobic. Or gay. It's one of the two.
It's Alex-phobic.
I'll give you that.
All right,
what are we moving on to?
I haven't asked you questions, moron.
Oh, you're right.
5 minutes on the clock.
Sorry, I'm forgetting where the cameras are. This new TV setup, I know it frustrates them.
We've had this TV set up for like 4 months.
I know, but I still look over here, but I'm supposed to look over there.
3, 2, 1. Can I punch you in the balls?
No, the balls should be off limits.
If I punch you in the balls, are you going for my balls?
No, but I'm going to let you know right now. I'm going to try my hardest not to hit you in the hair.
We're not going to knock each other out.
No.
Are we having judges?
Yeah, definitely.
Who are the judges?
We could hire somebody.
Okay. How much money would you put on you winning if we took bets?
If I went 100%, there are like obviously otherworldly factors depending on how nice we want to be to each other, depending on this, depending on that. But if I gave 100%, I would feel comfortable putting a couple of $1,000s on myself.
Cool. Interesting. Do you think Rachel would put money on you?
I don't know. I don't know how many fights I've gotten into since Rachel and I have been together, so I don't know how confident
When's
she
the last
may
time
be
you were in a fight?
In my ability. I think Rachel and I had just started dating,
So
but
like
I don't
5,
even know
6
if that's
years?
true. Yeah. But I don't even know if we had started dating yet or not.
Okay, I'm going to give you people, and you're going to tell me whether you'd beat them in a fight or a boxing match. Ready?
Okay.
Zach.
Our roommate?
Yeah.
Zach is significantly stronger than me, but I think
He can't do it.
he lacks the commitment.
Can't do
He
it.
lacks the mental fortitude, and I just think he lacks experience. And again, it's the same thing I have with you. I have a lot of length on him.
Beating him. Angel.
Angel's kicking the shit out of me.
Good, okay.
Angel has the killer instinct.
Oh, yeah.
Angel is like significantly stronger than Zach, who is significantly stronger than me.
Dylan.
if Dylan wants to, he could kill anybody in the house. I don't think he would ever want to in his life.
You don't think Angel could take him?
No. Because Dylan may be less strong than Angel, but it's not by a wide margin, and Dylan is significantly bigger than Angel.
Gwen.
I could punt her to fucking Timbuktu.
Okay. What's the last thing in the house that you remember really enjoying? Something that happened in the house, whether we hung out or was it something you ate? Was it some sexual activity that you got up to? What was it?
Rachel has been cooking some really good meals for me lately. And so, that's always really, really nice. That's just, the way to a man's heart is through his belly. Mm-hmm. And Rachel's been cooking, metaphorically and literally.
Physically, yeah. Do you feel good, like, cracking the whip and being like, get in the kitchen, make me something? Because I see you do that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I do have to pull that card, put the woman in her place, per se.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever, actually, gotten...
Only with a belt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah!
Of course.
Get in the kitchen.
Yes. She is marks upon marks upon marks on her back.
Okay, all right. That's a little far.
This
She's
is
in the
all
room.
a joke.
She's in the room.
She's in the room.
She loves
She's got
making
a big
stuff.
smile on her face.
What's the best thing she's made?
Her spaghetti. She's been cooking with the spaghetti lately. Mm-hmm. She made it for me just today, and it's excellent.
1 through 10, her attitude.
F-, 0. She's the worst.
1 through 10, your attitude in the relationship.
10 out of 10. I'm never wrong. I'm always right. I'm the best person. I'm the best thing that's ever happened to her.
Fact check.
Okay. When are you going to watch Dune 2?
This week. I've got a trip planned. I'm going to be going to Arizona to support my Los Angeles Rams. We had a home playoff game I had tickets for, right down the road, about 20 minutes from the house, but because of the fires, that had to be moved to Arizona. So I'm going to rent a car and drive to Arizona, and probably on that Arizona trip is probably when Rachel and I are going to do Dune 2. And then I'll say this again in our review, but I'll be reviewing Dune 2
on the next episode.
Next episode of the pod. So if you're not already subscribed here on YouTube, please make sure you are.
Are the Rams going to win?
There's so much extra, people's houses are fucking burning down. So you could take that one way and say, yes, they will win because they have the extra oomph, like we are playing for the city, this, that, like that. But you could also make the argument, these guys aren't focused on football right now. They're focused on taking care of their family, rightfully so. Yeah. I'm going with, hopefully, tens of thousands of other Rams fans. The Rams are doing a really good job shuttling Rams fans to Arizona and doing things to get us there. But I'm going with hopefully tens of thousands of other Rams fans that are just looking to escape from all this and the air quality and obviously the how terrifying it is to wake up to an Amber Alert at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Which I did last night. You didn't, right?
No, but a friend of mine texted me and was like, did you get this? I didn't get one.
It apparently was another mistake, but it scared the living shit out of us at 4:30 in the morning this morning.
Yeah.
So.
Does your misogynistic, may or may not involving belt tendencies increase a lot when the Rams lose?
Oh, I beat the shit out of her. Yeah. I take out all of my anger on her, especially when I'm drinking.
Yeah, well, of course. Which you do after every loss.
I do during every game, win or lose.
There was a line that I was tiptoeing around with that joke, and then he just obliterated it, so I apologize. That was a joke.
This is all a joke. I don't even drink.
He doesn't drink. Yeah. Who hits who more?
Her, she hits me way more than I hit her.
Yeah, of course.
Well, first of all, I never hit her. I do this one thing that I think is a really funny bit. She doesn't like it at all. I just like this
on her forehead,
to her forehead.
That's hysterical.
Like I just do
I'm gonna use that.
Like it's enough to like push her off her axis, but it's like I'm not hurting her or anything.
It's just annoying.
And it annoys the shit out of her. We're just laying in bed and I just look at her and she like looks at me and like maybe we're gonna kiss. Maybe I'm gonna tell her how much I love her and I just push her forehead.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. She doesn't like it at all. But she like hits me. So I don't give a fuck. Where are my
Agree,
cards?
disagree, baby.
Here are my cards.
All right, so
These are from the Deborah tier patrons, correct?
yes.
A
So
round of applause for that.
if you would like special access to things like this, sign up for the $20 tier. We've also been doing watch parties every week in the Discord, and everyone can join. Anyone in the Discord can join,
Yes.
but only patrons can chat.
Yes.
And only Deborah tier members can actually join the call and talk to us. So that's
Yes.
another thing that they get.
We love that.
Let me find these. All right. So again, thank you to y'all.
Here we go.
2025 will be a better year for movies than 2024.
3, 2, 1. Agree. I don't even think it's particularly close.
I think it might be.
I don't. I think that 2024 was an excellent year for media, but I think you are tremendously underrating this. You ready? Mm-hmm. Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Superman, Fantastic Four, Mickey 17, directed by Bong Joon-ho, director of Parasite, starring Robert Pattinson. Paddington in Peru. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the Minecraft movie, Megan 2.0, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Karate Kid, Legends, the F1 movie, which is apparently the highest budget for a movie ever. It's a Brad Pitt racing movie. Jurassic World, Rebirth, directed by Gareth Edwards, director of Rogue One. Elio, which is a new Pixar movie. Ballerina, Ana de Armas in the John Wick universe. Keanu Reeves is returning. The How to Train Your Dragon live action. Saw 11, Damien Chazelle's next film. Paul Thomas Anderson's next film. Wolfman, Zootopia 2, Black Phone 2, Avatar Fire and Ash. The Kendrick Lamar comedy, Insidious 6. Like, we just keep going and going and going. I'm halfway through this, and we still have so much more.
Yeah, I was going to say this.
Wicked for Good, the Peaky Blinders movie. Like...
Peaky Blinders. That is still not convincing me. Because that list sounds like a better superhero and action year. I think those superhero movies sound better than the ones last year, and those action movies like Mission Impossible and Ballerina sound better than action movies from last year. But... there's no animated movie in there that I think is going to touch Wild Robot or Inside Out 2.
You don't think Dog Man is going to be the hit of the century?
No. No, I do.
Okay, continue.
No, I do not.
Yes.
And horror movies, yeah, Insidious 6 or whatever, maybe.
We are getting the next Conjuring movie. Not that the last one was any good, because
Right.
it wasn't. And we are getting Call of Cthulhu, which I expect to be the greatest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, so, I mean, we'll just have to see. Smile 2, Nosferatu, there's some heavy...
2024 was a hell of a year.
Yeah, I just don't know. I think some genres will be better and maybe some won't. But we'll have to see.
You ready for my take, though? I think you'll find this interesting.
I find you interesting.
I know you do.
It's a compliment.
Thank you, baby.
It's also an insult. I want you to know that it's both.
That's what we do on this podcast.
Of course.
We show love
And then
with hate.
immediately rip it away.
Exactly.
Please continue.
I think you'll find this interesting. I think there's a solid chance that there isn't a movie in 2025 better than Transformers 1. And even with that caveat, I still think it'll be a better year than 2024. Sure, the top of the top, the cream of the crop may be better for 2024. But 2025, I think, is just so stacked all around. We literally have a major project, at least for this podcast, 2 a month, it feels like. Once we get past January.
We'll see.
And even in January, we've got Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man coming up. We've still got stuff this month.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I haven't seen a movie yet this year. What are we, 9 days in?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. I've seen Dune.
We're slacking. I'm slacking.
Oh, Rachel saw Nosferatu.
That was last year. That came out last year.
Hello, Zach.
One more. 2025 will be a better year for the podcast than 2024.
3, 2, 1. Disagree.
Really?
TikTok going away is a big problem.
Oh, that's so true.
TikTok going away is a big problem.
But other than that,
If it was a guarantee TikTok wasn't going away, I'd say a resounding agree.
okay, so other than TikTok, why do you think it's going to be better?
Why do I not think it's going to be better?
No, you said if it wasn't for the TikTok thing.
Well, yeah, because we've been growing. Our growth this year on TikTok was exponential towards the end of the year. So we gained more followers in 2024 than we did in 2023 is when we started. And so that going like that, and then every single project that's coming out, like our Brave New World review would get guaranteed 600,000 views on on TikTok and this and that. Like, that I just don't feel like we have that guaranteed on Instagram or YouTube.
Yeah, that wasn't my question. My question was, you said if it wasn't for the TikTok thing. So you're saying we would not do better on any other
Sure, we
reason?
will do better on platforms, but because you're taking away TikTok, probably because TikTok is going away, that's such a net loss for us that even if we see even staggering improvements,
I know. I'm saying take TikTok out of the equation. Everything else. Do you think everything else will be better?
Sure, but a best case scenario is we gain, what, 20,000 subscribers on YouTube?
Well, look who's the pessimist now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm being a realist, brother. I'm 2 years into this.
I don't think you are. Oh, yeah, it took you 2 years? Yeah.
I now know.
Do it for 8.
I know.
With infinitely less success.
This is my point.
Infinitely less success.
You were right the whole time.
Take everything we do in a month and spread that across 8 years and check in on your mental health, huh? Yeah.
Believe me, I understand now. Now I am the pessimist. You have to bring me up the way that I've been bringing you up the last 2 years. Because I am not feeling great. Now, we've had a good month on Instagram.
Yeah.
We have
our last 4 videos
on Instagram.
1.3 million.
Yep.
470,000, 100,000, 730,000.
Absolutely. Great. And we've gained like 5,000 followers because of that. That's great. But Instagram doesn't pay.
No. Facebook does.
Yeah. Shout out Facebook.
We could post on Facebook. We get monetized on Snapchat. We have not tried on any other platform as much as we tried on TikTok. Because we shouldn't have, because TikTok is the main one, and it should be.
Yeah.
Anyways. The best DreamWorks movie is better than the best Pixar movie.
3, 2, 1.
Nothing's
not a DreamWorks movie better than
The Incredibles.
And Nemo. And Toy Story 3, in my opinion.
So you think the top 3 of Pixar beat anything in DreamWorks?
Yes.
I think Kung Fu Panda 2 might.
So I was about to say, Incredibles was noticeably absent from your top 10 movies of all time, but Kung Fu Panda 2 was in there. So isn't the statement that you just agreed to just completely contradictory to that?
I think Incredibles is technically better. I could probably interchange those. I think Kung Fu Panda 2 just has a more of a spot in my heart for some reason. But like I can make the argument for Incredibles because I've watched Incredibles 40 times more than...
Yeah, I was surprised that was absent from your list.
I just think Kung Fu Panda 2 has moments. It's really tough. I think Incredibles is structurally just like so...
I think Kung Fu Panda 2 would be my 4th favorite Pixar movie. I will give you that. Like, I will give you that, like, there are a bunch of DreamWorks movies that would be my 4th favorite Pixar movie. Because I just think the gap between 1, 2, and 3 in Pixar and the rest of Pixar is enormous. But Kung Fu Panda 2, Prince of Egypt, Kung Fu Panda 1 is excellent.
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon 1. I remember thinking How to Train Your...
Wild Robot now. I think...
Yeah, Wild Robot is really great.
If I was to make like a top 5 just animated movies in general, I think it would be Emperor's New Groove and then probably Kung Fu Panda 2 and then Incredibles.
So then you should disagree with this statement.
No. I still want to give Incredibles its props.
Incredibles does deserve the flowers. Incredibles is a freaking...
I could flip a coin.
That's fair.
But if I had to say which one is technically better, I'd say Incredibles. Okay. Alex should continue Lord of the Rings in 2025.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I plan on it. In fact, I think that it's reasonable to assume that y'all on YouTube may be getting a Two Towers review in February.
Great. Elias wants me to rewatch them as well.
Maybe we could do it together.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. 2 guys, 1 pod.
Interesting. Have you ever seen that video?
3, 2, 1.
I'll go agree for the name.
No, that's gross.
Have you seen the video?
Doesn't that mean we have to like poop in each other's mouths?
Yeah, I think so.
Why are you agreeing to that?
Why not?
Because we'd be pooping each other's mouths.
What's more likely, you make out with me with tongue, or you let me poop in your mouth?
What the frick do you think? What the frick do you think, mother effer?
I would let you poop in my mouth for $1 million.
No, you would not.
$1 million, Andrew.
Alex.
How much work is that?
You need to... No.
$1 million. We're going to have some super, super rich patron that pays me to do that for the meme.
I'm not doing that. I would not do that to you.
Would you do it for $60,000?
Who gets to see it?
The guy paying for it.
That's it?
Yeah. But then they all know about it. They know it happened.
They know it happened.
But then you win every argument because you're like a shit in your mouth.
Oh, for that?
Free. You'll pay.
And for that reason, I'm in. All right. Sabine Wren is a top 10 Star Wars character.
Fuck!
3, 2, 1. No. No.
Look.
I'm so sorry.
I love Sabine. I like a lot of the Rebels cast. I think my favorites of the Rebels cast is Kanan and Hera. I love Ezra, and I think they did a really good job with Ezra in the Ahsoka show. But golly, Sabine may be my least favorite. Of the group. I like Chopper more than her.
Yeah.
And I found her quite unlikable in the Ahsoka show.
Yeah. And, I know Rebels is popular, and Ahsoka was popular, but you can't be a top 10 Star Wars character when, there's a solid section of the Star Wars community that hasn't even watched that show.
I want to say that what you're saying is fair, and yet
it is.
Less than a month ago, I made a video saying that my top 10 favorite Star Wars characters, I had Mon Mothma in my top 10. So I don't think I am in the position to dispute that, but I think that's totally fair.
Yeah, a personal top 10, but if I was just to make a top 10 best...
Best and favorite are two different things, right? If you were to make your best Star Wars characters, you gotta have Han up there. You gotta have Leia up there. You gotta have Luke. Obviously,
Yoda,
Vader.
Anakin. Yeah,
I think Yoda belongs up there. Emperor's probably up there, but you've got Obi-Wan up there. There's
Chewbacca,
so many.
R2.
Chewie is probably up there. R2 is definitely up there. C-3PO has an argument for being up there. Then there are so many great.
We're missing a Skywalker.
Characters. Kylo Ren. Which Skywalker?
We're missing a Skywalker.
Are you thinking Rey?
Rey. Yeah.
There you go. Andrew. I think that's a pretty solid statement from you. Where it's, if you're saying best, you have to, and if you're gonna go Rebels characters, you go Kanan, and in my opinion, Hera before you go Sabine, and probably Ezra.
Yeah.
Ahsoka. Ahsoka's probably top 10 best.
Is there a Sabine Wren show? Freaking no. The movie theater experience is overrated.
Whoa!
3, 2, 1. Frick that! There's nothing overrated about it. It's underrated.
The theater experience has gotten worse because theater etiquette is down the toilet.
That's what makes it bad, but everything else about it is great.
But yeah, just the experience.
Interstellar?
There are movies that they hit so much less on iPad, phone, television, computer screen.
Yeah, I love everything about it. Give me some cookie dough bites. Give me, a girl to hold hands with. I get that a little less often than the cookie dough bites.
Yeah, I was about to say, when has that happened to you in your life?
I've held hands in a movie theater. My first kiss was in a movie theater.
Really?
And a re-release of Beauty and the Beast.
The animated one? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to tell your kids about that one day.
You think I'm going to have kids?
It's a good point. You need to have sex to have kids.
That's correct.
We both know that's
with a woman. Winter Soldier clears the entire MCU. 3, 2, 1. Disagree.
Yeah, you're just talking to the wrong people here.
Just barely. I wouldn't have a problem with anyone saying this.
Okay.
Because you're at least picking something that you can make the argument. It's not like you're picking Thor: The Dark World or Thor: Ragnarok or Homecoming. But Winter Soldier doesn't clear for me Infinity War and the first Avengers. No Way Home is a toss-up, Civil War, stuff like that. But Winter Soldier clears almost everything else for me.
You're almost there.
Yeah.
With that statement. But you are talking to the wrong people. And I do think if you asked that question or you made that statement with an agree or disagree to other people, I think other people may agree with you. But we're not that group.
Yeah. It's really good, though.
Winter Soldier's excellent.
Excellent. Minecraft will be the highest grossing movie of this year.
Oh, frig. Can we think about this critically?
You have to agree or disagree because that's the game.
Really? I can't do this first?
No.
Okay, I'll do this after. 3, 2, 1.
1.
Disagree.
Okay,
Thank you. Why do you think not?
Okay, so obviously the argument for that is it's Minecraft. Okay, and kids...
Perfectly fair argument.
Right? Inside Out 2 is top 10 of all time. Okay.
The Mario movie made a shit ton.
Right, and Minecraft is potentially arguably the biggest game of all time by numbers, I think. In terms of media and YouTube videos, Fortnite never topped it. So I understand the argument for it. I think the only argument against it is like so many people already know that it's gonna suck. Like the marketing for it is so bad. Like the Mario movie and Inside Out 2 did well because they are attached to very popular franchises, but they're also good movies. If you take something that is attached to a very popular franchise but also produce absolute crap, then you're flipping a coin because it might still do well, but you're also giving it a reason that it might not.
Fascinating. Here's the angle I want to take. Okay, I think it's a fascinating thought experiment to say that the Minecraft movie could be the biggest box office movie of 2025. What has a chance of beating it?
I think Superman can.
Superman, based on the trailer, right? The trailer exploded. It got like 52 million views. It's one of the biggest trailers in superhero history. The effect of the trailer having, I agree with you. Sleeper is Avatar Fire and Ash, just because the last two have made so much money that I feel like this one is kind of a shoo-in to make a shit ton.
It's going to make way less than the second.
I think so too.
You waited 9 years and then gave us another one. If you're giving us another one immediately after, it's like the Force Awakens effect. Force Awakens made a ton. Last Jedi made a ton too.
Last Jedi made a ton.
But not as much as Force Awakens.
Yeah, but okay, one is a top like 5 highest grossing movie of all time. Last Jedi's top 20. It just got beat out for the 20th spot for Deadpool and Wolverine, so it's 21. Like, and it's held that spot since 2017. Like, that's a high grossing movie.
Yeah, I mean,
but I kind of see what you're saying. Zootopia 2, does that have the legs? Can Zootopia 2 do an Inside Out 2 and just make a shit ton?
Maybe. But did Moana 2? Moana 2 made...
Moana 2 is about to cross $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Someone just
Moana 2 is well over 900 million.
That's crazy. Kids' movies are where it's at, man. And no one cared about Moana 2.
We had a big MCU movie this year, but it was the only MCU movie. Like, I'm not saying Thunderbolts is going to make that much, but like, if Captain America is good, can that not crush? If Fantastic Four, the Fantastic Four movies from the 2000s are some of the most dog shit superhero movies of all time. Both of those movies did very well.
But what's the last MCU movie that crushed?
Deadpool and Wolverine crushed.
Okay, that doesn't count.
Why?
Because it's Deadpool.
It's rated R.
It's Deadpool. That does not count.
Okay, so what came out last year? The year before?
Did Guardians crush?
Guardians did not crush. I feel like if Guardians 3 came out...
The Marvels didn't crush.
The Marvels was the biggest flop of the MCU.
Quantumania did not crush.
Quantumania made $70,000. Did you see that report?
Did Multiverse of Madness crush?
Multiverse of Madness crushed, but it crushed because it was coming off of the back of No Way Home. If that movie was good, it would have easily made $1 billion, but it didn't even make $1 billion.
Because it sucked.
Thor Love and Thunder didn't make that much either.
That's what I'm saying.
Eternals was a flop. Shang-Chi didn't do well, but those are pandemic movies.
I think...
So No Way Home is the last one to crush, and that's No Way Home.
Right. And
I think the two that have crushed is No Way Home and Deadpool.
And I think Captain America, a new Captain America, after 5 years since 7 years since Civil War, we're finally getting another Captain America. Is
8 years, actually.
It's much more in line with like a Multiverse of Madness, Quantumania, Marvel's type of hype, as opposed to a new Deadpool movie or a new Guardians movie. I think they have more...
Okay, so I'll agree with you. I'll give you Captain America doesn't have a chance. Does Fantastic Four?
Yes.
Huge cast.
Yes.
That cast is absurd.
Yes.
And again, these are some of the most popular. People forget because they've been owned by Fox. They've been in the fucking gutter. People forget, like the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four. I grew up a DC guy. I grew up a DC kid my whole life. But the Fantastic Four and the X-Men were my Marvel guys. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck about the Avengers till 2008. Who gave a fuck about Iron Man, right? Like, Fantastic Four is in, like, they are a... So that movie is, like, even solid. I think that movie could crush.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
We will. Now You See Me 3, confirmed. $8 billion.
Please. Please. I want to get invited to that premiere so effing bad. Okay.
You gonna do magic for Jesse Eisenberg on the red carpet?
Absolutely not. I'm not talking to him.
What did Jesse Eisenberg do?
He's just been like mad rude to people.
Oh, yeah.
And he's done magic training for this movie. You think he's gonna sit down and be like, "Oh, this is such a good sleight of hand"? Freaking no.
Wake Up Dead Man also comes out next year.
What the frick is that?
That's the third Knives Out movie.
All right. The Wild Robot is better than any Pixar movie in the last 5 years. The Wild Robot is better than any Pixar movie in the last 5 years. 3, 2, 1.
Its competitors are Soul and Elemental, and I think Soul and Elemental will get second and third place. I think I'll give it to the Wild Robot over the both of those. Did you think I was going to disagree?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't.
Because generally, you are wrong. The pods following across all channels will be doubled by the end of 2025.
Barring a TikTok.
Barring the
like,
TikTok.
not including TikTok.
Yes. 3.
So doubled?
Yes.
Yeah.
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. That'd be sick. I'll think optimistically. We hit 30,000 subscribers this morning, along with 1,000
Yeah, you don't
patrons.
think we're going to be at 60,000 by the end of 2025? You're tripping.
I would love to, but we just haven't grown that much in 2024.
You're tripping. We got it. Not worried. What are we at? 11,000 on Instagram? Go follow us on Instagram, mother.
13,000.
My bad. Yeah, we can do it. Reese's are a top 5 candy.
Okay, you ready?
3, 2, 1. Back to you being wrong.
I'm not really,
Ta-da!
I'm not a chocolate guy.
Ta-da!
I respect all of you guys that are Reese's people. Rachel, my girlfriend, is a huge Reese's person.
Are you calling her fat?
Yes. Emphasis on the word huge.
Now tell her to go back to the kitchen.
Rachel,
Why are you in here? He needs dinner, ASAPery. Just kidding.
go heat up my spaghetti. Oh, she's got the chancla.
She's about to throw it at you.
Yeah, I'm not a chocolate guy. I'm really only an Oreos guy when it comes to chocolate, so I'll pass on that. I'm sorry, everybody. But I respect you guys that are Reese's people.
Moon Knight's suit is a top 10 best live-action comic book suit of all time.
Yeah, okay, I feel very strongly about this. You ready?
3, 2, 1.
This is a staunch disagree.
Disagree.
I don't like that you can see his face. The white does not work for me. In almost every comic book ever, it's a shadow, and you cannot see his face. You just see the white eyes. I think seeing the white mask, I think it looks way less cool.
Moon Knight could have been a lot better.
The show, certainly. I think that show sucks. I think you can make the argument.
I mean, it's not terrible, super terrible as like a show, but as a Moon Knight show, like his character is like so much better in every comic book panel I've seen and everything I've heard about him.
Yeah.
Anyways,
the Mr. Knight suit is really good.
Yeah.
That's a way better suit than the Moon Knight suit.
I think both of them are quite cool. I just think they look too CGI. I think it's
That's fair. I'll give you that every day of the week.
it's just it looks
This scene, have you seen it? I
Yeah.
know you've seen it. Where
it like
it looks bad.
in concept, in theory, I enjoy that, but the whole time I'm like I can just tell. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. This is top 5 superhero suit of all time.
10.
I could name 10. I feel like immediately.
Mark 1 Iron Man or Mark 3, sorry.
Mark 3 Iron Man, no question. TASM 2.
TASM 2, obviously.
No question.
Deadpool, he's got 2 that are probably
The
better.
newest Deadpool suit. The newest Wolverine suit.
Sure. Is there a Superman suit?
No, I won't give you Superman yet. Ben Affleck Batman.
Sure. Thor's suit?
No.
Any Cap suit?
The stealth cap suit is awesome. The silver and blue from
Winter
the
Soldier?
start of Winter Soldier.
Okay.
That one's awesome, but I don't know if I'll give you... Those aren't...
Toby's suit.
Tobey Maguire's suit. Those suits aren't better than Moon Knight's. Like, and we
did
already
that.
said TASM 2, Rachel. You're not even fucking listening. Why are you here? Well, we are getting thin quickly, which is
Well,
surprising.
I would put a Superman suit in there. I don't know which one.
You're not putting Man
There's
of
more
Steel-
Marks. Iron Man's Infinity
Yeah,
War
but
suit,
we'll only do that.
Nano suit
Yeah.
is better.
Yeah,
I'd put Thor's suit in there. I think his classic Thor and Thor is great.
I don't know. We're getting thin, in my opinion.
Wonder Woman.
Yes, Gal Gadot Wonder Woman has got to be up there. What an improvement. Not that this suit isn't incredible, but
Watch your hands there.
oh shit, my bad.
Can't sexually assault your own shirt, dude.
No, I can't. What else do we have? Yeah, we are running out of. I don't love the Daredevil suits.
Dude, the one where he's got the rope tied around his hands and it's just I love that.
Yeah, the black.
Yeah,
but
the
that's
black's
not like.
I like it better than Moon Knight. Are there any other TV shows? Is The Flash,
what I'm
Arrow,
trying to think.
Supergirl, any of the Marvel shows? Is there a Hawkeye suit? Is there a villain suit? Killmonger, Black Panther. Black Panther's is better.
Black Panther from Civil War is better. You know me, I'm partial to the Tom Holland suit at the end of No Way Home. I think it's really strong.
That's 10.
There you go. Thank you. Wow, we're getting thin there. You might have an argument for top 15.
With Andrew updating his style, Hat Guy should follow suit.
That's interesting. 3, 2, 1. Sure, agree.
Really? Yeah, okay.
Sure, but what the fuck am I going to do? People want me to grow out my hair. It's not happening. I'm not Anakin Skywalker.
You could be.
No, I couldn't.
Anakin might have a chol. You never know.
No, you don't. You do know he's shirtless in that one scene.
CGI. They fixed it. Effing horses is based.
Jesus Christ.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
You can't do this.
Why not?
You can't. This is a callback to the first 5 episodes of the podcast where all we talked about was horse porn.
Based is crazy verbiage.
If you had to guess, who do you think put that one in?
Onion.
Yes. Okay, I think we got 5 more.
Let's do it.
Crypto is the best superpowered animal in fiction.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I don't think I could give it to you.
Try and convince me. Go ahead. Try.
Where do we draw the line at animal? Does it have to be an earth animal?
That would classify as an alien. So, yes.
Because that's what I'm saying. They're animals. There are alien Green Lanterns that look pretty close to animals that I would say are better than Crypto.
They're not more iconic or better. No.
I'm not. This isn't an iconic question. This is a better question.
Better in what sense?
Is Killer Croc a superpowered animal? I like Killer Croc significantly more than Crypto.
I don't feel like
is
that
Gorilla
counts.
Grodd a superpowered animal?
Crypto's technically an alien, but he's a dog. You know what I mean?
Gorilla Grodd is a gorilla.
They're cool, but they're not better.
King Shark is hilarious in the Suicide Squad.
And yeah, that's fair. Whatever. Before 2030, we will get a movie that's better than Across the Spider-Verse.
How exciting. Sure. 3, 2, 1. I'm feeling optimistic.
I hope so. We got a lot coming out.
That's exciting. Before 2030. Of movies that we know about right now, what would you put your money on if it had to be one?
Minecraft.
Obviously.
Saw 11.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I want a real answer now.
Dogman.
Dogman is a real favorite.
I can't think of a movie right now that would be better. I can't.
Yeah, but we've got we've got 6 years, including 2025.
Yeah.
So I would hope so. Beyond, I think, is a fair bet. If you were to bet it on one thing, I don't think Superman's going to be that good.
I don't think it's going to be better than Across. No.
And then
what if it is, dude? We would
we'll
jizz
lose our
ourselves.
minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there could be just an Oppenheimer. The Odyssey could just be the most.
You think Oppenheimer's better than Across?
No, but I mean, a real an
The
Oscar,
Odyssey. I put my money on the Odyssey.
right? An Oscar bait movie. You know what I'm saying? One of those, an Oppenheimer could be just earth-shatteringly good.
Yeah.
And Beyond, I think, is a safe bet. What if Avatar 3 is just earth-shattering? Fire and ash, baby.
The Patreon will pass 3,000 paid members this year.
Oh, that would be so cool. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I don't
Now
think
we're
so
back.
either.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think so either. I just
We slowed down so much. Once we hit 800, 900, it took forever. We were schmoovin' for 300 patrons there.
Yeah.
But then it's. I mean, we were in the 920, 960 range for 3 months.
I remember we started the Patreon and we got 100 immediately. We got 100 in a week or something like that. And then it was a build and build and build. I remember talking to somebody and thinking to myself, wow, if we don't hit 300 this week, I'm going to be frustrated. Which obviously extremely cocky and arrogant of me to be thinking. And like, I used to think that way, and now I check it. I check it every day. I probably check it multiple times a day, to be honest. But I do check it every day. And every day I check it, I'm just usually like, oh, nice. Nice. Like, that's a respectable amount. You know, now that we're over 1,000, that may change and everything. But yeah, it would take a lot of growth. We'd have to do something really, really, like, you'd really need it. You know what I'm saying?
Like us kissing. Maybe we just bite the bullet and bang. The Squid Game girls are hotter than the Star Wars girls.
You know, I'm a Star Wars guy and I've never seen Squid Game, so I have to answer 3, 2, 1, disagree. I've got no problem with your answer because every time I see
it's kind of crazy
a Squid Game girl, I think, wow, that's an individual. That's a beautiful individual.
I mean, the peaks. I mean, it's hard to beat Attack of the Clones. Padme. It's hard.
Yeah, that may be the most beautiful woman
of all time.
Yeah,
you're kind of cooking.
Other than Rachel in the kitchen, of course.
What if she steps right outside the kitchen?
She's out.
By what percentage does she drop? She's like a 10 out of 10 in the kitchen.
She's like a 15 out of 10 in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. She drops all the way down to a negative 30.
That is pretty low. Yeah, I think the peaks of Attack of the Clones, Padme, and Slave Leia.
I'm a huge Emilia Clarke Kira guy.
Right, but I mean, Squid Games is distracting.
They're all beautiful, right?
They're so beautiful. And Asians.
You've got a thing?
Don't you?
Of course.
It's so stupid.
And there it is. That's our agree or disagree.
Thank you, Deborah Tier.
Thank you, Deborah Tier. That was fun.
All right. Let's review a couple things. We're going to do Creature Commandos first. Ready? Would you like to give a score for Creature Commandos out of 10?
I've got a score for Creature Commandos out of 10.
3, 2, 1, 8.5.
Oh, Andrew. We're at a different place here. I think I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
What is your problem with Creature Commandos? Give me one serious complaint.
I could very easily be convinced of a 9.
Fair.
It gets a little too repetitive.
You've sold me. It's a 0 out of 10.
Well, that's not what I was trying to do, but all right.
That's fair. I want to go. I want to say I went into this thinking I probably wouldn't end out of 10 out of 10, so I'll probably end out around a 9, 9.5.
And I think parts of it are slightly rushed. Those are my two complaints. I think it's slightly rushed a couple times, and I think it's a little repetitive. I mean, you even mentioned this during the watch party in the Discord. The last episode, you get a backstory for each character in each episode, and I like that structure. I think that structure works very well with the storytelling of the characters, and they weave it in very, very good, very, very well with the story. And also, each backstory is so well done, it doesn't really matter that it's repetitive, that each episode you're just getting, okay, this person has a sad story, this person has a sad story, this person has a story. But you do feel it just a little bit in the last episode where you're getting Nina's backstory, where it's not quite as sad as everyone else's, and you're like, okay, well, this is going to be sad, and we're learning about her, what's next? So that's why I say it's a little bit repetitive, and I think the ending was a tiny bit rushed.
I agree completely with what you're saying because I literally said it, like you pointed out. In the watch party, I do disagree with something you just said. I think Nina may have the saddest backstory of all of them, but I cared so much less because, like, the Weasel one devastated me, and the Frankenstein one really upset me, and the Bride one sucked, and Dr. Phosphorus.
Yeah, if you don't think Dr. Phosphorus is worse than Nina's,
Dr. Phosphorus is probably
it's
worse.
Literally trying to cure cancer, and the result is him having his hands put in his wife's blood.
Yeah.
And then radiated to death, basically. Yeah. That one's pretty tough.
That was awful.
That one's tough to beat.
That was awful.
And his daughter's blood. Yeah.
No, that was awful. It is just kind of the same episode over and over and over.
But they're so good. It's funny. We'll talk about the positive.
So funny.
Let's just go ahead and do spoilers real quick. So, spoilers.
I think we can talk more without spoilers. You don't?
What else do you want to talk about?
I think we could just say what we were going to say without spoiling anything.
Well, I wanted to talk about how it was rushed at the end. I think there is a twist at the end, and the twist results in something very, very big happening, and it happens within literally, I'm not kidding, like a minute or two.
Yeah.
And I don't think enough lead up or enough explanation. I think it was just like, we got to get through this. And then the show was over.
I will give you that. That being said, I disagree. I think it happens in the perfect amount of time, and I think I loved it. Like, that was legitimately one of my favorite scenes in the finale.
I felt a little not robbed, but a little like I wanted to be invested in that moment more because it was such a big deal, but because it happened so quickly, I was like, oh, okay. That's a 9 out of 10. I'll give it a 9. Yeah,
I might lean 9. The repetitiveness is you're selling me on that. It is the same episode over and over and over. But they're so good.
Yeah, the pros of Creature Commandos are basically everything else. The comedy is hilarious. I think Frankenstein had me laughing out loud more than any show that I can remember this past year.
Shout out Daddy List member David Harbour.
David Harbour, correct. I think it was the episode that followed him and Rick going to the house and
Iron Pot.
Yeah. I remember like almost having to pause the show a couple times because I was laughing so hard at him. So that's great. The emotions of the show are great. The storytelling in all of their backstories, like everyone was talking about how sad Weasel and Dr. Phosphorus is, and just seeing these characters, and then the fights and the comedy of Dr. Phosphorus flipping people off as he goes through a tank. It's just an entertaining show. Period. I like it.
I will give you that every day of the week. I saw James Gunn say that he said that Creature Commandos is the saddest project he's ever written. I'll give that to you.
Yeah.
Guardians 3 is devastating. It's not this sad.
Yeah, Creature Commandos was Guardians 3 every episode.
Devastating stuff in Creature Commandos. And that makes the juxtaposition with the comedy and how fun it is at times really shocking. It's really good. It's really, really, really well-written show.
Is there a better intro for a TV show in the past few years than Creature Commandos? Because that intro is so fun. Right? That's what I'm saying. I couldn't help but just have fun with it every time it came on.
Every time I was dancing.
And then James Gunn hits you with one of these.
James Gunn's over there writing. Like
he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
They put him in the credits. Yeah. I don't know if that was his decision. Whoever's decision that was, I love it.
I think he was in an interview and he was like, they told me they were going to do something and then they just animated it and showed it to me.
I love it.
Yeah. I want that song. That song's great. And it fits the show perfectly. I think it's great.
And there's the one, I think my favorite one is the Dr. Phosphorus episode because it starts with him humming it and then immediately goes into the theme song.
Yeah, that's good.
I was like, oh, this is the best.
Yeah.
It does feel like the ultimate comic book intro.
Yeah.
Kind of like how X-Men 97, it's an iconic song and you're just watching action shots, that's how a comic book theme song should be.
G.I. Robot was also hilarious. I forgot to mention.
Hilarious.
That's something a Nazi would say.
Hilarious.
So good. Comment below if you think there's a better intro to a...
X-Men 97. X-Men. Just the X-Men show. That's better.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
So right before we get into spoilers, this is the last thing I want to say to you. Much, much, much has been said about James Gunn. Why is Creature Commandos the first project in the DCU that's been under a lot of scrutiny and controversy? There are some people that inexplicably did not like Creature Commandos, which obviously we disagree with.
They are wrong.
They are wrong. But what's your take on him starting this universe with such an odd project?
I don't know. I'm just waiting to find out. There's a lot of odd projects that I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. But, I mean, when I first heard Creature Commandos was going to be in the timeline at all, I was like, what? You're starting a whole thing over and we're not getting a Green Arrow movie or a Green Lantern movie or, we're getting a Green Lantern project, but, whatever. There's so many other things you could be doing. But then you give us a 9 out of 10 show, one of the best,
one of the best superhero shows.
If you deliver, you deliver. I don't give an F.
One of the best superhero shows of all time.
Yes.
It's just, you have to put it in the conversation.
Yeah.
With 2 other shows that came out this year, what a year for superhero television!
Yeah.
And season 2 of Invincible. And season 4 of The Boys.
Was that all last year?
All 2024.
The Penguin, X-Men 97, Creature Commandos, Invincible, The Boys. Did I say The Boys? What was the other one? No, yeah, The Boys. That's crazy.
All in 2024.
Yeah, that's not getting topped.
Best year of superhero television of all time. I don't even think it's close
I don't think it's
Creature
close.
Commandos has come out.
Yeah.
What a spectacular show. Here's my rebuttal to the people that were frustrated with him starting, because it's just Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad. It's the same thing, and people are like,
can he do something else?
Can he do Superman? based on the Superman trailer and everything that everybody is saying about Superman, I do trust that he can do Superman. But I felt going into the show, I was like, are we sure this is a good idea? Are we sure we're going to like this? And then I watched the show, and I think to myself, how brilliant from James Gunn to start this universe with Creature Commandos. Because everybody, ourselves included, was like, what? We're going to start with that one? That's going to be the first one? Like, are you sure? But it's exactly what everybody is criticizing him for. It's in his comfort zone. He's doing something in his comfort zone to just like ease himself into the universe. And it sets up the whole universe. This universe is so fucking lived in thanks to Creature Commandos. We know about 16 different fucking cities that are relevant. They mentioned the Green Arrow city in the finale.
Star City.
Correct? Mm-hmm. All the European countries that they reference. You have so many different power levels that you've established with this universe. It was brilliant. It was legitimately brilliant. And I really, now that I've finished Creature Commandos, loved that choice by James Gunn. For us nerds, because, the regular person isn't watching Creature Commandos, and that's okay. But, the regular person that is going to go see Superman, that's going to be their first dive into the DCU, as it probably should be. But for us nerds, Creature Commandos added a lot of fucking context.
They gave us a little appetizer.
You want to hop into spoilers?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything. I had one thing to say about the spoilers, and I kind of said it. Spoilers.
You think the ending,
the Clayface reveal? I mean, it's just like a little like speech.
It's one scene. It's one scene where you learn everything.
Yeah,
but I kind of love that because it shows how smart the bride is. It shows that she's kind of been ahead of the curve probably the whole time.
But she was evil the whole time. She really wanted to do World War III.
Yeah.
And she was using Clayface to...
This is fair.
Do what?
This is fair. I don't know.
See? Because Clayface went and pretended to be the professor who convinced Waller that the princess was evil. So why would the princess want to do that? And then they sent everyone to go assassinate the princess because of Clayface.
You know what? I know what it is. I know what it is. The real doctor, said that Cersei's visions were true. Cersei?
Yeah.
Is that the evil
I think so.
Themyscira lady? Evil Themyscira woman, the real doctor said that her visions were true. Then she sent Clayface there to be found as the real doctor.
Oh, see, that needed to be explained way more because Rick Flag believed the opposite.
But that's explained...
When?
That's explained when the bride says you seduced Flag to get him on your side. Which is true.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that the Clayface thing was her.
The Clayface thing was her, though.
Yeah, but you find that out there. Yeah, this is just what I'm saying.
That's a little... I understand how you interpreted it that way. I think I interpreted it correctly, but I totally understand how you interpreted it that way. Yeah, so Clayface was...
I mean, if it's such a big deal, she's planning World War III. Also, how, by the way, because she was working with, like, Gorilla Grodd at some point, or it looked like it, and...
You're totally correct about this. This is not a problem, I guess, but this is something that I thought about multiple times is, how is this woman with this army killing that Batman and this world's Superman and all of these characters? None of those characters are losing to her and her nation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she got killed in a 2-minute scene based on an explanation from Bride of Frankenstein that didn't include how she was going to do what she was going to do, and like we don't really see that at all.
But if she's
there's like 2 twists that...
If she's going to wage a war on the world, she should be killed. So it doesn't really matter if she's going to win or not. If she's going to...
I'm not
try and take over the world, then she should be killed.
I'm not talking about the morality of it or whatever. I'm just saying, how is she going to do that?
I don't know, but I don't think that's as important as what like her motivations are what's important.
Yeah, but if you have someone on the street that really wants to blow up the world but has no means to do
That's
that.
fair. That's fair. That's
Why
fair.
do I care?
That's fair. That's a fair response.
She hasn't done anything evil in the show, really, except kill Nina, and you see her be evil for like a second, and you're like, what?
I liked that. And
Yeah.
then when she comes out and she looks traumatized,
Yeah.
and then you learn that that's her
That's
putting
the
on a
only
show.
other like moment where we see like any sort of foreshadowing. So anyways, that's just what I think about the last episode. Still a 9 out of 10.
Still a 9 out of 10. I liked it quite a bit. I really am going to miss it.
Yeah, it was so
Now,
fun.
it has been renewed for season 2, which is great. I'm thrilled about that.
It was a lot of fun watching it in the Discord with you
But
guys. So
I am excited for it to come back because I am going to miss it week to week because it was just so much fun.
thank you to everyone who joined for that.
Absolutely. Final thoughts are our friend of the show, fantastic Frankie, who is the lead person on the DCU Showcase show on HBO Max and YouTube. She said going into this that Creature Commandos was Invincible Season 1 level. And I saw that and I said, bullshit. You are putting your money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're getting paid from DC, of course you're going to say that. I have no problem with her making that statement now. I disagree. I still definitely have Invincible Season 1 ahead of Creature Commandos Season 1. But I totally understand why she said that because the rating for this show, top to bottom, was perfect.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's hear what you think about Dune.
I'm going to keep this quick.
Okay.
What do you know what you give the first Dune out of 10?
I saw it one time in IMAX, like the weekend it came out. I just remember it being good. I'd probably give it like an 8. Because I think Dune 2 is better, and I give that like a 9.
So, I've now seen Dune for the first time. I will be reviewing Dune 2 next week on the podcast. But Dune 1, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, that's fine.
Dune 1 is a very good movie, but oh boy does it meander.
It's dense, and it does meander, I think.
I don't think it lost me ever with all the stuff. It is doing a lot. It is, I had a friend of mine, his Letterboxd review was exposition the movie. I have no problem with somebody that feels that way.
Yeah.
I don't think Dune 1 is exposition the movie. I totally get why somebody would feel that way. And I don't think I was ever lost in any of the exposition. And I don't think the exposition is my problem with the movie. My problem with the movie is I feel like the climax is an hour in and then we have another hour 15.
Yeah, sure.
Everything after the Harkonnens take back Arrakis, I was like, what are we doing here? And I get that has to happen. Because now in Dune 2, he's going to have blue eyes and he's going to be one of the Fremen and now he's going to be the king of the Fremen and Lisa Nalgaib. And I get what you're doing here. So I get that you had to lay that groundwork. But I just can't help but imagine you could have done it a tad quicker.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, that's that because the climax is freaking awesome. I think the invasion and especially when I saw it in IMAX, the explosions of that and the fight scenes and them sneaking in and doing the assassination and then him getting on the plane and trying to use his voice to like control that guy.
That is the best scene in the movie by far, by the way.
With his mom.
So cool. I lost my mind because that's something I didn't get. I didn't get the voice thing. Command me to do it. I didn't quite understand what we were doing here. But when he said, lower her fucking whatever this is, gag, I was like, this is the coolest shit ever. That made me lose my mind.
And it's one of the coolest scenes in Dune Part 2 when he uses that for a second.
Okay, cool.
It's just a moment. But yeah.
I lost my mind at that. That was my favorite part.
I remember seeing that in the theaters with the audio and being like, oh, gosh, yeah.
That was awesome. Rachel can testify. I lost my mind at that. But then you have another hour and a half,
yeah,
and we're
weird.
just kind of doing nothing. Now, we do stuff, and things happen, and I get that it's important. He's got to meet the girl of his dreams, Chani. He's got to do this. He's got to kill Jamis.
Is that the duel at the end? Yeah. But then it ends right after that, right?
Yeah, but that's like such a bad ending to me.
Yeah, no, it would have been... And you could have easily... split it.
Yes.
Yeah, differently.
You could have done it better.
That's a great
in my
point.
opinion.
And for people seeing it the first time, Zendaya was in the trailers.
Every marketing, I remember hearing about this.
And then you see it, and she's in it for like...
She gets like 2 minutes of screen time, and in terms of like her actually being there, and it not being like a fucking dream, she gets like 10 seconds.
Yeah. I remember being at the end of that, being like, so Zendaya was like in this, I guess?
Yeah, but she's a big part of the I remember people complaining about that.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm sure, is waiting to know. Timothée Chalamet is pretty good. He's pretty good in this movie. Everybody says, I hear all the time that this guy's the next Leonardo DiCaprio. He's a good actor. He's a very good actor. He's entertaining to watch. One thing I will say, and I know it's something they fix in Dune 2, his hair is not long enough in this movie. In Dune 1, it should either be shorter or longer. He has this weird, his hairline is like here, and I know it's like Anakin Skywalker in the next one. That's great. But it's here, so it's like this weird, he looks like this awkward teenage boy, and maybe that's what they're going for. I don't like it at all. I don't like his haircut in that movie at all. Here's the number one thing I wanted to say about Dune after seeing it, okay? Jason Momoa's in this movie.
Yeah.
He's great. He's probably one of my favorite characters. Do you know his character's name?
No.
He lives in this world of Dune in Arrakis, and Baron Harkonnen is the bad guy, and they're these weird white, hairless, gross monster people, and in the book they're like redheads. So that was an interesting change from Denis Villeneuve. And they serve House Atreides, and it's Leto Atreides and his son Paul Atreides, and this is Lady Jessica. And everybody's got a space name. Jason Momoa is Duncan, Idaho.
Duncan, Idaho?
Duncan, Idaho is his name. I lost my fucking mind. And they say it 30 times in the movie. Oh, it's Duncan, Idaho. I lost it every time. That completely took me out of the movie. Not saying it's, I'm sure that's what his name is in the book, so I'm sure. But that's fucking weird. I get it, Luke Skywalker, Paul Atreides, I get, but imagine if Han Solo was just David Missouri. It just doesn't, what are we doing here? I thought that was a weird choice.
That is weird.
That one really bothered me.
Duncan, Idaho.
Duncan, Idaho. So
there's a lot of actors in that.
Oh, it's an unbelievable cast. And everybody's good.
Isn't Dave Bautista in it too?
Dave Bautista.
Yeah. Josh Brolin.
Stellan Skarsgård. Josh Brolin. Jason Momoa.
What's his mom's name? I can never remember her name.
Yeah, I said it last night.
Is it Catherine something? I don't know. She's great.
She's Mission Impossible.
And Greatest Showman.
Oh.
Right? She's the singer?
I don't know.
Anyways. Well, I'm glad you liked it.
She's great.
I'm interested to see if you like Dune Part 2 better. I do.
I'm sure I will. Everybody tells me how great of a movie that is. But yeah, Dune 1 is good. This is what I want to say. I've been spending this entire review complaining. I'm like, oh, it meanders and this and that. The good stuff is so good that it meanders for a fucking hour and it's still an 8 out of 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The good stuff in Dune is really strong. Something I do want to say. Everybody tells me that these are the best looking movies of all time. Or Denis Villeneuve and the cinematographer, these movies look unbelievable. They look amazing, this, that. And I'm sure that Dune Part 2 looks incredible. I'm sure. There were shots in Dune 1 that I thought looked really bad. Namely, they are on a planet accepting this thing from the Emperor that isn't Arrakis. It's like an Alderaan looking planet, but it's gray. I'm not complaining about the grayness. I know I complain about grayness all the time, but that gray is an artistic choice because the rest of the movie is orange. But it was clearly green screen to me. Clearly, volume level green screen. I thought it looked bad. And I thought, there are multiple shots in that part of the movie where I was like, this looks terrible. Everybody tells me these are the best looking space operas ever, and I thought it looked really shitty. Now, that's just me being an asshole, I'm sure, but I just did want to say that about Dune.
I don't remember the specifics of every scene in Dune so far, but I remember the scenes that I remember being amazing.
Yeah.
And Dune Part 2, obviously, the same.
Do you have a favorite scene other than the... Do you remember... It's probably the voice scene.
I remembered the explosion. In IMAX and it being wow, and being crazy. I remember the scene where he had to put his hand in the thing.
Yeah.
That was interesting, and I remember the voice in the ship. And then I remember the assassination bit.
Oscar Isaac doing this was fun. Loved that the poison into everybody. Those guys are real bad because the Dr. Yue, the doctor, gives them all away He screws everybody, and then they just kill him. That was like, whoa, like these people are real bad. Real bad people. So that sucked. Yeah, I don't know. Second favorite scene would be the Duncan, Idaho sacrifice where he just takes on 100 guys in that corridor. That was awesome.
Yeah.
There's some really good stuff in Dune, and I'm really looking forward to Dune Part 2. So
come back
look
next
forward
week
to that review next week. We love you guys.
Love y'all.